Hello and welcome back to another video in the kitchen with Pen. Today I'm going to be making jam tarts, but we start with the first thing, which is pastry. Now pastry is really quite simple to make. It's basically three ingredients. It's flour, butter, marge, half butter, half lard, whatever, half a fat to flour. And then it's cold water to bind. You can bind with an egg if you want to make a richer pastry, and I do that quite often. Okay, so I've weighed all my ingredients. I've been really good today, so I have weighed out on my lovely scales 8 ounces of flour. Doesn't matter if it's plain or self-raising, I make pastry with both. I put that into a bowl, and then I have measured out 4 ounces of butter, which I have cubed and popped into the flour in the bowl. So come on, whilst we make pastry. Then if making pastry by hand, you just want to make sure that all of the butter has got some flour on it, okay? So just toss it through, and then you're just going to pick the flour up between your fingers and you're going to rub it through your fingers into the pastry. You can obviously do this in a food processor and it's much quicker. If you've got very hot hands, a top tip is to run your pulse points, i.e. your wrists, under some cold water before starting, and this will cool the temperature of your hands, because pastry does like cold hands. So we're just going to keep doing this until we have a breadcrumb like consistency. So I'll come back when we're there. Right then, we are at a breadcrumb like consistency. Can you see? It took moments really. So I'm just going to make a little well, and I'm going to get out a butter knife or an ordinary dinner knife, and because I'm making jam tarts, I am going to make the pastry a bit richer, so I am going to add in an egg, and I'm just going to mix that through, and then gradually, using the butter knife, I'm just going to add some cold water. I wish I could do this the other way around for you. Let me see if I can, so that you can see. Okay, just don't add too much. You can always add more, you can't take it away. Right, I hope you can see that's starting to come together a little now. So I'm just going to give a couple more turns with the knife, and then I'm going to go in there with my hands once more. So we're just getting all of the flour and butter mix off of the sides and bottom of the bowl by just turning it like this. Your ideal is a clean bowl at the end. Now I'm wondering if I'm going to get one. I'm just going to put my hands in to get just a drop of water, just to get those last little bits up. There we go. Right, and as you can see, that's a fairly clean bowl, and here we have a lovely pastry. But what we're going to do before we roll it or anything is, pastry needs to be chilled. So I am going to wrap it in cling film, and I'm just going to flatten it out slightly in there, and then that goes into the fridge to rest for at least 30 minutes before rolling. Well, my pastry has had a good 30-minute rest, and now I am just rolling it out on a floured board. So come on then, let's make these jam tarts. Right, I'm just giving it a good roll, and then every so often I will turn it clockwise so that the pastry isn't getting too stretched. I'm rolling it out just on a floured surface, and if I need any more flour I will just add it like so. And always make sure you've got some flour on your rolling pin, obviously. So, I mean, you know, I'm sure we can all roll pastry, so we'll come back when we start cutting out. Well then, I have a greased bun tray, not a muffin tray, a tart tray or a bun tray. And to decide which size cutter I needed to use, if you do this over the hole, can you see? That one is actually going to be a little bit too big because it's wider than the actual hole. So I tried this one and it is an exact fit. So there we go. Just going to cut out some more and just pop them into. Do it close together if you can. Cut them out close together because you'll waste, well, not that you waste it because you're going to roll it back up and use it again, but it just comes up easier. Just push down and pull up. Push down and pull up. Right, and then we just sit the circles of pastry into our tin. So I'm going to have enough pastry here for about 24 tarts, but there's 2 of us, so I'm not going to make 24 tarts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bundle this up and then I'm going to rewrap it and I'm going to freeze it. So, onto our jam. So, I have some Bon Maman raspberry jam here, raspberry conserve, and all I'm going to do is to put just a teaspoon, can you see, just a teaspoon into each one, and then I have a little tip for you, so wait and see. Okay then, that is our jam tarts filled, but what I'm going to do now is pop the lid on the jam before I eat it by the spoonful. Just get some cold water and my fingers, and I'm just going to dab over the top of the jam. Now you might wonder why I'm doing this, but you know, sometimes when you make a jam tart you get that really sticky, gloopy, yeah, I can't describe it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. This helps avoid the jam getting burnt, so it doesn't go in that horrible way. So I've got my oven preheated to 200°, and these are going to go in there for anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes. So say bye bye. Computer, set timer for 12 minutes.
12 minutes, starting now.
Well, that's the jam tarts in the oven. The next time you'll see these, they will be actually out and cooling.